Something big is coming on July 5th. Not a soft shift, not a quiet nudge, but a shockwave, deep, divine, and undeniable. You felt the tension building, the emotional pressure, the sudden thoughts of someone you swore you'd moved on from, the strange signs, the electric dreams, the magnetic pull that defies logic. This is not random. This is Venus meeting Uranus. And when that happens, soul contracts vibrate. Twin flames, remember. And everything you thought was settled gets rewritten. Have you noticed yourself preparing without knowing why? Waking up with someone in your heart? Feeling like something is about to change, but you can't explain it? You're not crazy. You're being activated because this energy doesn't ask permission. It awakens what's real, and what's real can no longer be delayed, so be ready. The love revolution has begun, and once it moves through you, nothing will ever be the same again. There are shifts, and then there are shockwaves. What's coming on July 5th is not subtle. It's not another emotional wave you can ride out quietly. It's a cosmic jolt, precise, unpredictable, and deeply personal. When Venus meets Uranus, the sky doesn't whisper. It roars. This alignment is one of the most disruptive and liberating events in astrology, and yet, it doesn't always show up where you expect. It doesn't hit your plans. It hits your patterns, and love is the first thing it touches. Have you felt the sudden rush of emotion out of nowhere? The thought of someone resurfacing after months of silence? A wave of longing that doesn't feel like yours, but you carry it anyway. You're not imagining things. You're feeling the pre-quake of this Venus-Uranus meeting. This portal isn't about romance. It's about remembrance. It cracks open what you tried to bury. It reveals where you've settled. It wakes up the parts of your soul that have been quietly waiting for permission to feel again. Because that's what Uranus does. It liberates. And Venus? She shows you what your heart really wants once the masks are gone. So why is this moment different? Because the twin flame collective is synchronized with this alignment. Uranus rules awakening, and the twin flame journey is an awakening disguised as a relationship. When these energies collide, twin souls begin to pulse at the same frequency, even across distance, silence, separation. This is why you may feel your counterpart more vividly now. You might dream of them, feel their sadness, suddenly remember a moment you had forgotten, or wonder if they're okay. They are feeling you too, but this time, it's not fantasy. It's energetic fact. Because this isn't just a cosmic transit, it's a soul checkpoint. If your journey has been feeling blocked, if union has felt delayed, this portal was timed to break open the gridlock. But here's the thing. You must let it shake you. You must allow it to bring up what's been avoided. The truths you don't say. The fears you pretend don't exist. The love you tried to manage by logic. Do you really believe you're worthy of this love? Or are you just hoping for a miracle without preparing to receive it? Because Uranus won't support the mask. It will only respond to the real you. And Venus, she'll only mirror back what you've allowed yourself to claim. This is the kind of alignment that ends karmic cycles with no warning. That pulls people back into your life when you've finally made peace. That gives you the sign you've been asking for, but in a way that leaves no more room for denial. Are you ready to know the truth? about your twin flame connection? Not the story you built, but the soul level truth? Then hold yourself steady, because this shockwave is holy. It's designed to break everything that was built on fear, so that love can finally be built on truth. And when it moves through your field, you won't have to ask, did something happen? You'll know. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, will feel the same again. You might think you're just being emotional, but what you're feeling is activation. In the days leading up to this Venus-Uranus alignment, many divine feminines have been reporting the same strange phenomena: intense emotional spikes, sudden flashbacks, dreams that feel more real than the day itself. And the most surprising part? Most of these experiences don't come with explanation. They arrive as feeling, raw, unfiltered, untimed. You might burst into tears at a song you've heard 1,000 times. You might feel a sudden wave of peace in the middle of a storm. You might even feel his pain before he feels it himself. This is the emotional intelligence of your soul, communicating in symbols, in intuition, in frequency. And Venus-Uranus is unlocking the codes. It's not just a planetary transit, it's a psychic download. This is why so many are experiencing what seems like random surges of emotion, but they're not random. They're premonitions. You're not remembering the past. You're previewing a reconnection that your higher self already sees. Have you been feeling watched without knowing why? Woken up by a name, a touch, a thought you can't trace? Has your body reacted before your mind could catch up? This isn't madness. This is merging. Your soul has always known this moment was coming. And now that it's here, the body is catching up, purging, signaling, remembering. And the flashbacks, they're not just nostalgia, they're keys. Each one is a breadcrumb, guiding you back to the soul agreement. The moment your union was written, the moments you ignored, the moments you denied, the moments you still carry, even when you pretend you've moved on. Some of you will feel contact without contact, a look from a stranger that mirrors his eyes, a phrase that sounds like something only he would say, a timing so perfect it disrupts your logic. Others will feel haunted by softness, a memory of the way he held you when words were too heavy, the moment he almost said it, but didn't, the last goodbye that never really ended. These aren't accidents. They're soul echoes, loud now because the veil is thin, the heart is open, and the connection is no longer sleeping. You don't need to chase these feelings. You don't need to analyze them. You only need to receive. Let them rise. Let them pass through you. Let them remind you that this isn't just about him. It's about the part of you that still believes in something eternal, something that doesn't need logic to make sense. And if the emotion feels too big to hold, let it overflow, not to drown you, to cleanse you. Because what you're feeling right now is the exact emotion he cannot express. That is the divine irony of the twin flame path. You cry what he suppresses, you feel what he buries, and you heal what he can't name. So when these emotional shocks come, welcome them. They are proof that you are not numb, not broken, not lost. You are awake. You are remembering. You are responding to the call of your soul and his. And somewhere beneath his silence, beneath his confusion, beneath his detachment, he feels it too. Most people think soul contracts are fixed. that what was written before this life cannot be changed. But that's not true. The soul is dynamic, living, listening. And when the frequency of love on the planet evolves, your contract evolves too. This is what's happening now. The Venus-Uranus alignment isn't just shaking up feelings, it's reprogramming timelines. It's unlocking clauses in your soul agreement that couldn't activate before. Not because you weren't ready, but because the collective wasn't. But now something has shifted, and that shift is not external. It's you. Have you noticed how your desires have changed recently? How the version of love you once begged for now feels too small? How the silence from your twin flame no longer weakens you, but wakes you up? That's not detachment. That's a contract update. Your soul is choosing authentic alignment over karmic cycles. You're no longer magnetizing what's familiar. You're becoming magnetic to what's true. And here's what that means. Some parts of your connection may fall away temporarily. Old expectations might dissolve. You might feel like you're losing the story you clung to. But what you're really losing is the illusion. This portal is not here to give you back the past. It's here to align you with the version of your connection that serves both souls at their highest level, not just one. But for this upgrade to anchor, you must allow it. You must be willing to let go of the contract you wrote from fear, the one that said, "I'll wait forever," or "I'll love you even if it costs me my truth." Because that version isn't holy, it's heavy. And the universe is asking for lightness now. This is your permission to rewrite the terms. No, you can't change the fact that your souls are connected, but you can change how that connection shows up in your life. You can choose peace over pain, clarity over chaos. You can say, if this is meant for me, I allow it to come with ease. And here's what's wild. When you release the outdated contract, the real one emerges. You may find that the moment you stop gripping the idea of him, you feel his energy more clearly. That the moment you choose alignment over obsession, you sense a shift in his behavior. That the second you finally surrender to your soul, the story rewrites itself. Because soul contracts are alive. They evolve with your vibration. And right now, that vibration is being upgraded in real time. So what can you do? Stay open, speak the truth, even if it's just to yourself. Let the universe know, I am available only for connections that mirror my healed self. And if he's meant to rise with you, he will. If he's not, you'll feel peace instead of panic. Because what's meant for your highest path won't run from you forever. Remember, this update doesn't erase the past. It reclaims it. It takes every lesson, every heartbreak, every silent night, and transforms it into a higher octave of love. Not fantasy love, not storybook love, but real, rooted, reciprocal love, the kind your soul was always moving toward. And if you're feeling that nudge now, that whisper that something big is shifting and you're not wrong, you're in the middle of a divine rewrite, don't resist it. Receive it. Because what's coming is more sacred than what you were afraid to lose. What the masculine is secretly processing right now, he won't say it, not yet, but he's feeling everything. And not just in his heart, in his body, in his nervous system, in the places logic cannot reach. Right now, the divine masculine is in the middle of something he doesn't understand, but can no longer avoid. The Venus-Uranus shockwave is shaking open not only emotional layers, but spiritual locks, old memories, unfinished grief, longings he buried so deep, even he forgot where. He may appear distant, detached, silent, but inside, a storm is spinning, one that's tearing down every wall that used to keep him safe and alone. Have you been wondering why he disappears when the energy gets stronger? Why the signs get louder but his presence fades? It's not because he doesn't feel, it's because he feels too much. And he was never taught what to do with it. Right now, he's not processing through thought, he's processing through sensation, and that can be terrifying for someone who's spent lifetimes hiding from his own depth. He feels your light, he hears your energy, he may even dream of your voice, your face, your presence. But instead of moving closer, he pauses. Why? Because what he's feeling doesn't match what he believes he deserves. This is the silent wound he carries. The part of him that believes love is something he must earn, that being chosen is conditional, that deep connection is always followed by loss. So instead of reaching out, he holds back. Instead of admitting, "I miss you," he convinces himself it's safer to stay hidden. But you are in his field. In fact, your presence is what's waking him up. You're the mirror, the memory, the energy he can't shake, and even when he tries. He's seeing versions of you in strangers, hearing your words in music, feeling your emotions without knowing they're yours. This is not coincidence, it's soul communication, and the more he resists it, the louder it gets. That's the power of divine love. It doesn't punish. It persists, not to trap him, but to remind him. Right now, he is processing more than emotion. He's confronting identity, who he thought he had to be, who he became to survive, and who he's being called to rise into, not for you, but for his soul. It's uncomfortable, it's disorienting, but it's holy. And this is why your job isn't to wait, but to shine. Because as you embody your wholeness, you reflect back the version of him he's capable of becoming. Not the one who ran, but the one who remembers. So if you feel his energy pull back, don't panic. He's not gone. He's going inward. And the silence? It's not rejection. It's integration. He's sorting through timelines. He's untangling karma. He's figuring out if he's ready to believe that something sacred could actually be for him. Ask yourself, are you willing to trust the unseen? Are you strong enough to hold your light without needing validation? Because that's what he needs right now. Not rescue, not chasing, but the space to remember who he truly is. And that remembering is already happening, quietly, slowly, divinely. The most sacred thing you can do right now is not force. There is a deep temptation in moments like this. When energy builds, signs multiply, and intuition screams that something is coming, to try to make it happen faster, to reach out, to explain, to fix what feels incomplete. But this portal doesn't respond to action. It responds to alignment, and alignment begins in your body. This is the moment to return to your field, to what you can control, to what you can feel without needing permission. Because the shift that's happening now is not about chasing a person. It's about preparing a space. Your heart is a temple, and temples are not built with urgency. They are built with devotion, daily, quietly, with presence. So ask yourself, have I been trying to earn my union? Have I confused overthinking with preparation? Have I been waiting for his return more than anchoring my own soul? These questions are not punishment, they're portals. And the more honestly you answer them, the more clearly you'll see what's needed next. Not effort, but energy hygiene. Clean your field, clean your thoughts, clean the narratives you keep replaying just to feel close to someone who hasn't arrived yet. You don't need to earn your love story, you need to match it. And that match comes when your frequency is clear. Not perfect, not emotionless, just clear enough to recognize when the real thing knocks. So how do you prepare? You choose presence over performance. You breathe when anxiety wants to build fantasy. You feel your body, not just to ground, but to remember you are here, alive, whole, and already sacred. You stop scrolling for signs and start becoming one. Do you understand how powerful that is? When you stop searching for confirmation and start embodying the answer, everything changes. He feels that. The universe feels that. The contract responds to that. And when he returns, if he returns, you'll meet him not from longing but from knowing. And if he doesn't, you won't collapse. Because this preparation was never just for him, it was for you. For the next version of your life, for the next portal of your purpose, for the next dimension of love that your soul has already said yes to. Preparation is not waiting, it's awakening. And that awakening requires nothing more than your presence. So don't pressure yourself to be perfect. Don't pressure the timeline to obey your fear. Just return to your breath, to your truth, to your light. Because the love you are aligning with cannot come through pressure. It comes through peace. And that peace begins with you. You might think you know what you're waiting for. A message, a return, a confirmation. But the truth is, your soul has been asking for something deeper than a name, a sign, or even a reunion. Your soul is asking for truth. And July 5th is going to bring it, not through drama, not through words, but through frequency. This is the day the energy stops whispering and starts knocking. This is the moment the vibration shifts from preparation to revelation. And what it brings will be what you've truly been ready for all along, even if you didn't know it. The Venus-Uranus conjunction is not subtle. It shakes what's fake. It rips the veil. It removes the masks you didn't even realize you were still wearing. And it does this not to harm you, but to reveal what has always been beneath the surface. The love, the truth, the clarity, the sacredness you kept dimming because you didn't know if it was safe to shine. But it is now. If you've been craving clarity, it's coming. If you've been feeling the ache but couldn't name it, the name will come. If you've been walking with open hands but closed doors, watch what opens without force. But here's what you need to understand. This kind of clarity won't look like a text message or a romantic scene. It will look like alignment. It will look like suddenly knowing what you're no longer available for. It will look like feeling peace in places you used to feel desperation. It will look like watching the timeline shift in real time. Not because you chased it, but because you became it. July 5th is not just a date. It's an invitation, a moment coded in the stars to meet you at the intersection of surrender and activation. a cosmic checkpoint asking, will you follow the old loop, or will you let yourself be surprised by grace? He might feel it too, but differently. He may get quieter, or emotional, or even distant. That's because the activation for the masculine is also a mirror. And sometimes the truth shakes him before it frees him. So don't panic if things shift. Don't freeze if you feel a wave coming. Instead, ask yourself, is this the moment I've been preparing for? Am I ready to stop dimming just because someone else hasn't caught up? What would change if I stopped waiting for a moment and instead became the moment? You have been waiting for clarity, but clarity has been waiting for you. And now it's here, in your body, in your heart, in the vibration that is rising so loudly inside of you, it no longer lets you settle. This is not punishment. This is prophecy. Because when love rises, real love, divine love, soul contract love, it doesn't just feel good. It feels true, and truth doesn't knock. It walks in, let it in. Let July 5 be the day you don't just receive love, but remember that you were made of it all along. Because this portal isn't giving you anything new. It's returning you to what you were always meant to carry, and now you finally can. You